Being able to play original Switch games on the new Nintendo Switch 2 has come with a lot of perks and bonuses, mainly boosts in many cases to the games, where many are now running at 60 FPS or at a more stable 60 FPS, among other performance improvements. I've tested a ton of games in the past couple of weeks, and I've rounded up a bunch to show off and talk about in today's video. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised, and in some cases, shocked at how well these games are running now. Anyway, let's not delay it any further and dive right into it all. We're going to go alphabetically through the list. I think that's the best way anyway. And starting things off for today is Arcade Paradise. The indie game, Arcade Paradise, can now run at a locked 60 FPS, even when you select the graphics option over performance in the settings. It's a much smoother experience, moving around the arcade and the laundromat, and to top it off, the game loads much faster now when you first start it up too. You used to have to wait a while, but now that's been cut down drastically. That said, the game could still use a texture update for sure. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still running the original Switch game code, so yeah, hopefully it gets an update there. But for now, at least it'll feel smoother to play. ARMS via the free upgrade update gets boosted on Switch 2. It's 60 FPS all the time now in one-on-one battles, and even during multiplayer battles with 3 to 4 players, I'm told it's a much smoother experience now too. Sometimes on the original Switch, in certain environments, you could experience a few frame rate drops or a resolution drop, but none of that seems to be the case here, at least from what I can tell. The game looks better, performs better, and yeah, it's great to play on Switch 2. The Unite update made things a bit messy for Asphalt Legends, the free-to-play arcade racing game, when it arrived for the original Switch, I think about a year or two ago. Here on Switch 2, the gameplay is smooth at 60 FPS, even with all the effects and stuff going on. Now you might experience a few hiccups in multiplayer, and that's mainly due to the internet connections of everyone playing, not the game itself. I mean, some people have some really bad net connections. That said, in single player, it runs fine at 60 FPS. Bakeru, on the original Switch, could achieve 60 FPS, but at times you would get these little hitches when you would drop a few frames here and there. Here on Switch 2, the game plays at a locked 60 FPS, and the gameplay feels a lot smoother here. Now you can experience the game as it truly was intended. I highly recommend checking this one out for the Switch 2. Bayonetta 3's performance on the original Switch was disappointing, especially coming after the excellent ports of the first two on the system. But here on Switch 2, it plays far better, achieving 60 FPS even when things get hectic, and the resolution doesn't drop down nearly as often as it would on the original Switch system. The game still could use an update for the system though, one aimed at improving the visuals and resolution, but for now, it's a smoother experience when played on the Switch 2 system. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is 60 FPS locked on Switch 2. With its free update for the system, it looks sharper and clearer too. Now it's not a big boost here. I mean, the Switch 1 version did hold up quite nicely, but yeah, this one looks even better now on the new system. Cruis'n Blast looks fantastic on the Switch 2. The performance holds up great at 60 FPS. It was a good port on the Switch 1, but I think it looks even better here. Hopefully YouTube compression doesn't murder this one, but trust me, this one looks excellent on the Switch 2, with all the fast-paced action it has. Digimon Stories Cyber Sleuth ran pretty good on the original Switch. I would say it's pretty well optimized for the platform, but maybe it's a placebo effect here. I think the game just looks a little bit better on the new system, in battles and traveling around anyway. Cutscenes and evolutions are still at a lower 60 FPS, but that's for effect anyway. Let me know if you think this one looks better down below in the comments. Disgaea 6's performance on the original Switch was just absolutely god-awful. You wouldn't dare play it in graphics mode. It would look like a blurry mess, and the frame rate would be drastically reduced and such. It was a horrible experience. But here on Switch 2, just crank that settings up. It looks great at 60 FPS on the graphics mode setting. It's a massive improvement here for the game, both in performance and visuals. And it all loads fast too. You might as well just consider this game a Switch 2 game going forward. There is no need to play this on the original Switch anymore with these improvements here. Ball FighterZ was a bit of a miracle port for the Switch 1. It was very good for the system, all things considered, but here on the new system, it gets a nice boost here. It's a smoother, snappier experience, with a stable 60 FPS during gameplay and matches, and receives a huge cut down to its loading times too. Dragon Quest Builders 2 gets a massive boost on the new Switch 2 system. It's 60 FPS now versus 30 FPS or whatever it was on the original Switch system. The frame rate holds up well even when things get a bit crazy. On top of that, I think the draw distance in this game is far better on the new system. It might just be because of the resolution boost and the frame rate boost, but still, overall, the game looks so much better on the new system. I highly recommend checking this one out on the Switch 2. It plays fantastic.
No.
The first rule of Fight Crab? No, it isn't that we don't talk about Fight Crab. I mean, we gotta talk about it for this video. Nope, the first rule is, everything that can be used in Fight Crab must be used in Fight Crab. Chairs, swords, knives, cars, yeah, you get it. Anyway, this crustacean kaiju fighting game is silly as hell, and on Switch 2, it gets boosted from 30 FPS to 60 FPS now. It's a smoother experience on the new system, and it loads faster too. A win! Now it's the best time as ever to go beat up on some seafood. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes gets a big boost too. It's now 60 FPS now. It looks so much better when you're talking to the characters, battling, you name it. It loads faster too, I think. This game could use a texture bump with the characters and environments, but still, it's a much better performance this time around, and it's very much welcomed on the Switch too.
Gotta keep aiming higher. You asked for it. Release the creature we captured.
I guess I'm not opposed to helping out a little more. I'll come with you to the monastery, but I'm not staying a single minute longer than I have to.
Bless you, my friend. What a noble soul you are. I'd say you saved my bacon, but that would be utterly hammy.
Game Builder Garage got a free upgrade on the Switch 2 system. The performance for it is always at 60 FPS now, and it even has Joy-Con mouse controller support. But that all aside, if you're like me, I don't really make games though. I just love checking out the mini games here, especially the sillier ones that lots of people have made. Through the performance graphics setting in the options menu, Grid Autosport will definitely run at 60 FPS. I mean, I was pretty sure that it could hit that on the Switch 1 system, but here, if there were any hiccups before, then you need not to worry about them now. The only problem is the fact that the game will crash when it's launched on the Switch 2. Luckily, there's a simple workaround I've found, and I'll leave a link to that down below so you can check that out. Hopefully, they'll patch it in the future. On one final note, this game has native GameCube controller support. I just love this game. The goal of KLONOA Phantasy Reverie series collection was always to be at 60 FPS on Switch 1, but at times, it couldn't hit that. It wasn't as smooth as one would want it to be. This was especially evident with KLONOA 2, and you could experience small hitches here and there with the frame rate. Here on the Switch 2, the collection is flawless. The games play very smoothly. It's a fantastic experience overall. The collection is definitely better on Switch 2. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was touted before launch for its paid upgrade pack that gives the game a huge visual boost as well as performance boost, and it looks like it's pretty much 60 FPS all the time here now. It's a massive improvement over the original experience, especially in areas that were notably very poor in frame rate when the game was played on the original Switch. Yep, that forest especially. Here it's excellent, and I'm totally jealous of people getting to experience this game the first time ever in this way. Without the upgrade pack, the game does get a boost in performance, but trust me, you'll want the upgrade pack. Don't cheap yourself out of the experience. It's way better with it. Plus, the Zelda app thing is actually pretty useful. The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening wasn't a smooth experience at times when moving around in the overworld, especially when things got hectic. Yes, it could achieve 60 FPS on Switch 1, but more often than not, its frame rate was all over the place, dropping very low at times. It was very jarring. Here on Switch 2, with the free upgrade thing that they are offering, the game is pretty much locked to 60 FPS from what I've played so far. It's a smooth experience now. It's great. While I don't have Echoes of Wisdom, from what I'm told, it's pretty much the same way for that game now. It's excellent on Switch 2. Just like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom got this same treatment with Nintendo's paid upgrade thing that massively boosts the performance and visuals now. It looks awesome. When playing it on Switch 2, it's a smooth, excellent experience. Again, without the upgrade pack, the game does get a bit of a boost, but trust me, you'll want the paid upgrade thing to truly experience this game at its very best on the system. Mario plus Rabbids, Kingdom Battle, gets a big boost, going from 30 FPS, or whatever the hell the FPS the game had, to 60 FPS now, when it's played on Switch 2. It's so smooth now, both in traveling around, and in the battles. I really wish that Sparks of Hope would get the same boost, but for now, that game is locked at 30 FPS. Still though, at least one of the games got a boost here. Monster Hunter Stories 2's goal was to aim for 60 FPS on the original Switch, but the game had problems getting there. It would experience frame rate drops pretty often, and little hiccups here and there. And on the Switch 2, that's all a thing in the past. Monster Hunter Stories 2 plays flawless at 60 FPS. Not only that, it'll look better visually, with a sharper picture and with a higher resolution too. It's gotten a big boost here on the new system. Neo, The World Ends With You is another game that's received a massive improvement when you play it on the Switch 2. On there, the frame rate is 60 FPS and it plays smooth as hell. Plus the load times have been cut down too. It's a game definitely worth revisiting on the new system for sure.
Let's keep it up. You got that. Yes, got it. Nice one, Ren, dude. It's over. Say goodbye. So far, so good. Let's keep it going. Oh yeah. Yes, got it. We're
Not
on a
bad,
roll.
I'd say.
Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, gets a big boost as well. It's 60 FPS all the time now. Battling, traveling around, and all that feels so much better now on the new system. JRPG fans will definitely want to check this one out on the Switch too.
You won't hurt, are you?
Looks like the end of the road.
Sorry, Evan. I came as quickly as I could.
One Piece, Pirate Warriors 3, I thought already played fine on the Switch 1. I mean, it's been a while since I've last played it, but here, I think it looks better to me visually. It's 60 FPS locked for sure. Apparently, One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 got a similar boost as well. Pac-Man Museum Plus gets boosted to 60 FPS when you're in your virtual arcade on the new system. 3D games in this collection also run at 60 FPS. Panzer Dragoon Remake runs at 60 FPS now, even when performance mode is turned off. That's great news. Still though, this could use some kind of update. The visuals here look a little bit overblown, with the lighting at 60 FPS. You've probably already heard the news that Pokémon Scarlet and Violet run at 60 FPS now on the Switch 2 system through Nintendo's free upgrade that they have. It's got better resolution, improved picture quality, it's optimized better. Yeah, it's a massive improvement from where it was on the original Switch system. For those looking for comparisons, I do have a video where I compared the two versions, the original Switch and the Switch 2 versions. I'll leave a link to that in the top corner and down below, so you can check that out. It's an eye-opening experience, to say the least. Red Faction Guerilla is 60 FPS now, over the original's 30 FPS. The frame rate holds up even when the destruction gets totally crazy too. The classic game runs like a dream now on the new system. Resident Evil 5 gets boosted from 30 FPS to 60 FPS now on Switch 2. At the very least, it looks better this way. And Resident Evil 6 also gets boosted to 60 FPS. This holds true even during the more chaotic sequences and events, like for example, the first few chapters in Chris's campaign. Oh, and for brevity's sakes, Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2 also got boosted to 60 FPS. Yep, RE5, 6, Revelations 1 and 2 are all 60 FPS now.
HQ to all teams. We've just received reports that hostiles are gathering around Bosawan. Proceed with caution.
Risk of Rain 2 got boosted to 60 FPS on the new system. This is even true when there's a lot of enemies on screen. Still though, this game could use a patch to improve the resolution or visuals. It looks pretty jaggy. Not sure if that's for effect though. It may actually be the case. River City Goals runs pretty much at 60 FPS locked now, and it's a much smoother experience overall. On top of that, the game loads faster too. Maybe it's a placebo thing, but Rocket League looks better to me when it's played on the new system. It's 60 FPS too, just as expected. I don't know, you tell me. Do you think it's better on the new system? Whether it's better or not, it'll probably get a dedicated Switch 2 version anyway, just like Fortnite has. Saints Row, the third, gets boosted to 60 FPS now during gameplay. It's clearer, faster, and yeah, it's better than before. Certain cutscenes are still at 30 FPS. It could use a patch for textures and things, but considering what they did to the remastered version, it's probably for the best that they leave this version alone. The 60 FPS boost is probably enough.
Should have been more careful. That'll ruin your day.
The same thing goes for Saints Row 4. It gets boosted to 60 FPS during gameplay. It's still 30 FPS during cutscenes, and there's a lot more of that, so it's going to be a lot more noticeable. But when you do get to play it and get to experience that 60 FPS, it's pretty smooth overall.
That's a bit more involved.
And getting me into some decent clothes isn't a basic hack.
On my list of priorities, that doesn't even make my top 500.
If you were wearing this, you'd make this.
We should be really close to the missile silo now. Stay alert. Cyrus is such a berg when it comes to security.
Samurai Shodown, the remake, hits 60 FPS a lot more now. It's smoother overall. Have been cut down drastically, so it's just a smoother, snappier experience now. That said, could still use a visual boost in terms of textures, but I doubt we'll ever see a patch in that regard. Super Bomberman R, one of the original Switch's very first games, stays at 60 FPS now, even during the crazier moments, and in story mode. Welcome to 2025, Super Bomberman R. Enjoy your stay. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury ran great on the original Switch system, especially 3D World. But on Switch 2, Bowser's Fury looks better than ever. Its resolution is greatly increased, and is running at 60 FPS all the time now. It's no hiccups from what I could tell. Yep, Super Mario Odyssey ran great on Switch 1, given the specs, but here on Switch 2, with the free update, that 60 FPS gameplay looks even better now, due to the resolution bump and being optimized for smoother movement. The game looks better even in the more busier sections, like New Donk City for example. It's enough of a boost, and I think it was worth pointing it out here. While in battle, Tales of Vesperia was always 60 FPS, at least from what I could remember. But here on Switch 2, the original Switch game is always at 60 FPS now. That's in the overworld, most of the cutscenes, battles, everything. JRPG fans are winning pretty big with a lot of these boosts here.
Oh man. Alright. Now this is my style!
Speaking of JRPGs, Trials of Mana gets a huge boost too. So much so that it doesn't feel like the original Switch 1 game at all. The 60 FPS gameplay, and the resolution looks better, and even the characters themselves look better on the system. It's a massive, game-changing boost for this game here on the Switch 2.
I'm just getting started. Careful! It's the enemy! Take this!
Untitled Goose Game's performance gets improved from playing the game on the original Switch. It's 60 FPS now on Switch 2. Now you can terrorize the locals with much smoother gameplay. Wonderful 101 Remastered runs pretty stable at 60 FPS on Switch 2. I think the game is actually better than it was on the original Switch. Still though, I wish I didn't suck at this game. I am just horrible at this one. Oh well, unfortunately, them the breaks. XCOM 2 got a big boost on Switch 2. A major one in fact. 60 FPS and improved performance all over. It looks sharper and clearer with a higher resolution, and load times have been cut down drastically. This game feels completely different from where it was on the original Switch system.
Enemy target neutralized.
Menace 3, you're up.
Hold up.
I will begin researching the Advent chip for possible insights as to its function. I'll see that work begins immediately, Commander. I'll contact you when I have a full report available.
That research will keep Tigan busy for a while. In the meantime, you might want to head down to the armory.
And there you go. A lot of Switch games now running at 60 FPS or just doing better now at that frame rate. I think Nintendo has greatly undersold the backwards compatibility of the system. So many games are just running better now. And pretty much, outside of a few small case scenarios, your original Switch games simply just play better on Switch 2. Anyway, let me know down below what original Switch games you have found to be boosted on the Switch 2. I'm pretty sure there's more out there that I missed, so make sure to post your findings in the comments down below. Also, make sure you're subscribed and turn on notifications so you do not miss out on any future videos from this very channel. But for now, that is it from me today. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you soon on the next video.